first and foremost, I would like to give all the honors, praises, glory belongs to my Lord and Savior. His name is Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wahavakar Kwadash. Name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. Son's name is Yahweh Shai, in who I reverence. Honors to the apostles that are in the Holy Spirit, and to the hopeful elect across the globe, and to the few, the very few brothers and sisters that are listening, true brothers and sisters that are listening and also learning, in the hopes of being saved within these last days, because we are living in the last days of the last days. And to you that are being more than conquerors in this truth, this is a very, very touchy subject. It's a very subject that people speak about it, but not much. All right, so we're going to bring it out. Yeah, it's a topic of what you call trafficking or exploitation. That's exactly what it is. It's nothing but people that are being exploited by Satan. And who does Satan use? People that are into dark arts, dark crafts. Now, I'm going to get straight into it. I'm going to get it biblical, because this is all biblical. Everything I bring out is scriptural. Everything that happens in the physical is all scriptural. So what is a trafficker? It's one who carries on a merchant. What is it? Right? What is actually, it's a merchant, right? It's supply and demand, right? Even when you're trading business, supply and demand. So people are in supply. This happens in so many different ways. And listen, I'm not going to take down these people, so you don't need to worry about me. Anything that's evil, the Lord Yahweh Shai will deal with. So you don't really need to worry about me. Okay? I'm just saying that. But I'm still going to bring this out. So it's supply and demand. So what's in need of demand? People, right? Sometimes when you go to your jobs, you're in need of demand. They need more workers, right? So it does happen every single day, and it's everywhere. When you take your children to school, what's that? Supply and demand, right? You're taking them to school, right? Yeah, they're being trafficked. And guess what? All of us, because there's a bad stigma on this word, a very bad negative stigma. It's just people that are being moved around. That's what it is. People that are being moved around. But the evil part of it is when you're being moved around without your will, without your consent. That's the evil side to it. Because if you went to school, you'd be in traffic without even realizing it. You've been given into another person's hands. And the way this happens, we're going to bring up the scriptures. I don't want to talk too much, right? But let's bring this out. You can hear people talking shit. Shut the fuck up, man. I don't want to hear what you got to say. Let's go to Ezekiel 26, 28. And it says Baba Kishar. Got some demons talking shit. So we're going to go to, where should we start? Ezekiel 28. Anything can be bad or good. It depends how you're, dealing with it. So let's go to Ezekiel 28 and 5. And some of us are finding out that this was happening to some of us. And most of this happens, it happens to people at our old age, but it happens to them at our old age because it started when they were young. Right? There's so many dynamics to this. We're going to start with Ezekiel 28. I'm going to jump straight to verse 5. Mm-hmm. By thy great wisdom and thy traffic. So it mentions this in the scriptures. This Ezekiel 28 and 5. Hast thou increased thy riches? Bro, listen. We're not talking about millions. It's multi-billion industry. Right? That's what I'm saying. I ain't going to take down nothing. It's the Lord. Anything that's not right, the Lord Yahweh Shai will take down or expose. Right? So don't worry about what I'm doing. That has increased our riches. This is big flipping money. Big money. And thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. So the people that really run this type of thing, they're the people they're the elites. The elites run This type of thing. And it's just, you know how everything is organized, it just follows on down. Right? But it's a big industry. And other people do talk about it, but there's not much. There is things that get done. There is people that get arrested, but it's so hard because this is I think it's the third biggest industry in the world, or second. So there's, of course, not everybody's gonna get caught because it's so organized, and there's so many players. How can you really take it down? You could speak on it, but the Lord has to take that down, right? And yet it is covert. This is why I do these lessons. This is why sometimes I video people. If I see some strange business going on, if I see some creeps, right? And I did say in my last video, I'm not going to talk about gang stalking. We're not going to entertain it for quite some time now. But I will throw this out there. You do know you're gang stalking. You know what it is? It's another form of human trafficking, and there's a law against it in America. I forgot what the law is. Gang stalking is human trafficking. You know why? Because you're being watched at every single corner. They're marking your steps. They have a network. They see when you're going home. And if you're being monitored, that's another open door for a predator or predators or an organization of gangs, gangs, to watch you. More so sex gangs. Why? Because now they have monitoring devices, so you could be more liable to be trafficked because they can see what you're doing, right? So there's many aspects to this. The gang stalking is called, it's another form of human trafficking and racketeering, which is laundering, right? That's why when you see all them cars coming through, like 1,000 cars driving past you, that's exactly what it is, right? But it's hard for you to identify it. Why? Because it looks normal to you. Oh, there's a lot of traffic today. It's just normal traffic. All that fucking is full fucking organized. Excuse my language. Right? But it's in your face, but it's covert. That's why it's hard to take down these type of people. And what's the signs to look out for? The signs to look out for, if you have certain cars, right? When you come in, certain cars, they come out. When you leave, certain cars, they come out, and so forth. Certain cars are posted up in certain places. So there is signs and so forth. Example, you go in your house, there's a number of people that come in the same time as you. That's a sign of that thing. Most of this happens from a young age. Some of this happens through families, okay, and cults, and you could have had a family. And you could have been, what do you call it, like a black sheep, very somewhat isolated, quite withdrawn, right? And you may have had a brother or sister. Then other people are looking outside and they see that, because one thing you got to understand about a predator or these type of people, this ain't done overnight. This is a process of things. They watch, right? They watch. Sometimes it's for 3 years, sometimes it's for 2 years. They look at the dynamics, right, of a family structure to see if it's weak or strong, to see if anyone's isolated within that family. The person that's isolated from that family, they're more liable to be trafficked because they're isolated. They have no what you call a support system. So if one doesn't have a support system, they can be what? Exploited. Right? Exploited. Right? And also, homelessness. This is why you got to watch out for this, the program. I'm not going to mention that term, but you got to watch out, because its whole goal is to get you and these people, right? You know what? I'm going to be 100% real. I was homeless at one point. Right, and that was this was through these same people, by the way. The same people, they know what the deal is. I was homeless, but obviously the Lord helped me out and so forth. And that homelessness, that's what they tried to do. They tried to vulnerability. This is what these people prey on. Vulnerability, because that's what Satan loves, right? We're going to quickly go to Peter's. I'm speaking too much. Let's get our Peter's now. Just trying to break this down the right way. And don't get it twisted. Not everyone around you is, oh, Ollie. Nah. It's certain groups of people. Let's go to Peter's. Baba Kashan. Okay. Let's go with the Peter's, Baba Kasha. First Peter's 5 and 7. Casting all your care upon him, Yahweh, for he careth for you. The Lord cares for us, man. We are his children. Be sober. When you're sober, guess what? You're alert. You can see. Right? Be vigilant. Type in this word vigilant. This word for vigilant, I'm going to type it in now.
Strong's G 1127.
Gregoreo. To watch. So, brothers, you got to make sure you're watching. Don't be silly out here. You can't be you're walking around. You're not looking. You're not looking around you. You're not observing things. You have to look around you. Because, yeah, you do. It's unfortunate. You do have these type of people around. What can I get from this person? If you always have someone that wants to come around you, someone that wants to give you something, you don't even know them, you've never met them, but they want to give you something, that's a red light there as well. You've never met this person. Yeah, I've got something for you. Bro, I don't know you. Why are you giving me gifts for? Why are you giving me gifts? I've seen this before. To watch, metaphor, give strict attention, to be cautious, active. So we got to be cautious, we got to be active. When you're standing or sitting still, also they watch you. They watch your body movements, how you're sitting, your posture, right? They watch all these, your posture, how you're walking. Okay, all those things, they watch that. All right? Any signs of any vulnerabilities. All right? To take heed lest through remission and indolence some destruction, calamity suddenly overtake. So we have to be watchful. This is day and night. Watchful. The people that are trying to come into your space, there will be signs that the Lord shows you straight away. Say if you go out, you teach, you come in, example, and 2 minutes or 5 minutes after, someone comes straight in right behind you. That's a sign right there. Look out for the signs, man. Look out for the signs. It can be so deep that some families, not all, can also sell you to these type of people as well. Sell you. You never know. Someone could ring up family, mother, father. Right? Yeah. We like your son. Can we want him? Can we buy him? Can we traffic? These things are real. You can't put it past. Scriptures, be not ignorant of nothing, great or small. I've seen certain shit. I've had testimonies, bro. When I was homeless, it took me a little bit of while, but I had to ring Crisis, right? Crisis. They hooked me up with what's the other? I forgot the name now. There was another company where you ring them up and they pick you up after 2 or 3 days. So I had to sleep rough, and this was during the winter, bro. Had to rough it out. A tent. Some boots, some drink. Luckily, I had certain family members to help me out, and so forth. And luckily, and I was put in the hostel. But when I was in that hostel, bro, and it wasn't really even a hostel. But those that know, it wasn't even that, bro. If you know, right? It wasn't even a hostel, right? This was like a prison. But I'm not gonna even say too much. The lessons for another time. Basically, I done about 9 months in. I was allowed out. I was allowed to go out, but it was with hardcore prisoners all across the world. See, they didn't fucking tell you that, did they? They didn't tell you that, did they? So basically, bro, I done time for what? For nothing. So this place, it was covered up to be a hostel, but it was actually a prison. But you could leave when you leave, but to get back in, you had to knock on the door, basically. All right? And it was also part of psychiatry type ward. So there was a lot of people in on it, this type of thing. And me being put in there, remember, I had no mental problems or nothing. but there were psychiatry patients there. There was hardcore prisoners, because when you get out of prison, where do they put you? We're in some hostel or accommodation, right? So I was doing some rough time with some of the most toughest prisons across the UK, bro. And I saw a lot of suspicious activity, which I'm not going to go into any of that, but a lot of suspicious activity. Right then, listen, bro, I know what I saw. I know what the fuck I saw. There was a lot of cars pulling up, like Satan came out like on the prowl. I know what I saw. I was lucky, very lucky. So I do believe all that was orchestrated to basically try to, get me trafficked or something. Something was going on, but they're not going to tell you the truth. They're not going to tell you the truth. A lot of shit. There's a lot of dark shit that goes on in this society, man. But I want to get back to the point. Be sober, so you got to give strict attention. First Peter's, because I'm veering off now. 5 and 8. You don't know what brothers have been through, bro. You don't know what the flip brothers have been through. All right. And when I was in that place, you know what they were trying to do? They were trying to put me under a lot of stress, a lot of trauma. Because when you're under trauma, demons can leech onto you. If you're traumatized, that opens up ways for possession and demonic activity. And yeah, they were trying to destroy my mind, but that didn't work. But I had to stay in there to basically, get things moving. But I'm not going to tell you too much of my business. But yeah, I was very, very, very lucky. By the grace of Yahweh, by Shemi, I was very lucky. Right? And it says, and why that was all going on, guess what? They left me for dead, bro. Literally left me for dead, bro. Literally. All right? Those that were involved, they know what happened. They fucking know what happened, man. Right? Had people coming in and coming out. Right? Come on now. But I don't hold grudges anyway. I don't hold grudges, but just repent, man, because if you don't, the Lord's going to destroy you. This is 1 Peter 5, Baba Kashar. So yeah, when I was in this hostel, a certain group of people followed me in that hostel, basically. All right? This 1 Peter 5 and 8, be because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. So the devil, as a roaring lion, a predator, is looking who he can devour, and he looks for those that are vulnerable, keeping isolated. Nothing's wrong with isolation, but he uses that to his advantage. If there's isolation, he uses that because he says, "Hold on a minute, where's the brothers? Where's the brothers he's teaching with? He doesn't have no one. He's alone. He's alone. Satan's like that. He's alone. Where is it? Where's the brothers?" So he preys upon that. That's why you may have stronger attacks, because sometimes, yeah, you need brothers around you, because then it's harder for him to attack that. The scripture says that a free cord is not easily broken, right? A free cord chain is not easily broken. So yeah, he preys on that. If you're always isolated, the devil's going to see that and use that to his advantage. And he's going to use who? People. You understand? That's why you got to guard yourself, man. People secretly watching us. I've done videos up on this. People secretly watching you. Where are they getting? How are they able to do that? I know how they're able to do it, but that's mad, because that's putting someone else in a certain level of danger and a situation which they would not usually be in. So yeah, that's not right, because you're putting someone in a situation that they would not usually be in. Then you have also the technology part, and with the frequencies, that's that can cause cancer, that can cause liver problems. So a lot of it, that is all trafficking. Liver, kidney problems, right? These energy weapons. Now you've lost a kidney or a liver. Now that's getting sold on the black market because someone in Africa wants it. The child needs a liver. Some old woman needs a liver or a transplant. That's what you got to fucking understand, man. Excuse me, I'm swearing because I'm passionate, and certain things brothers have been through, bro. You having heart problems because you're being fucking targeted. Who is this steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflicts are accomplishing your brethren and that they're in the world? That's why you got to be observant. Who the hell's around you? No one should be watching you illegally. No one. No one should be watching you illegally. No one should be able to have access to you if you have not given them access. So if you have not given them access, someone else has given them that access. Someone in law enforcement, someone that's a part of some type of gang or some type of network. Because I haven't given no one access. Because if you know me, I'm very I like to keep my business. I like to keep it to myself. I don't really like to deal with people like that because they're too conniving. Even when I moved, bro, certain things I noticed straight away. Certain things, people smiling up in your face, right? People asking you, "So where you going today?" That's none of your business where I'm going, man. It's all, listen, it's all strategic. A lot of this is planned. They place people in your area, man, to do skits and all that. It's all orchestrated. It's all planned. Acting all nice. And a week down the line, a month down the line, you see their true colors, acting all demonic. It's all planned. It's all scripted. They were told. Let me just calm down. We're gonna calm down. So now let's go to Luke. Bro, by the grace of Yahweh Shai, who's protecting you from all of that. Bro, you don't know what brothers made it out of, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Life-threatening situations, bro. Proper. Okay? I'm telling you. Trafficking is about moving you around according to your own will. So when you got these dickheads saying, move on. No, you don't move. Don't move anywhere, bro. Let them fucking move on. But move on. So what? You could be that move on lingo. Dirty fuckers. Where is it? Excuse my language. Let's go to Luke 22 and 31. You following someone to one location to another, miles away. Go to Luke 22 and 31 because you want something. You're not even asking. That's how bad it is. People don't even want to ask. They think they're entitled to what we have. No, you're not entitled to that, man. You're not entitled to it. If you didn't work hard for it, you never put in that work, you're not entitled to it. Go away. Go away, man. Find some friends. Do something, man. Bunch of weirdos out here, man. And a lot of these, let me tell you something. A lot of these children, they're not, you may see a man or woman with them. The child doesn't even, that's not even the real father or the mother. Most of these people, they're adopted. Or they were taken out of some care home because their mother was on drugs. Or that child was probably considered, I don't know, mad or whatever. And they got sold off to someone they didn't even want to live with. Right? And I know this because I know the care system. I know how it works. Because my auntie, she was a care worker. And she knew the law good. Really good. You got people talking about, I know the system. You don't know the system, man. Right? Because if you did know the system, you wouldn't be partaking in such things. Okay? How about you know the system? Got people secretly watching brothers, man. How did it get to that? I know how it got to this point because this was happening from when I was a child, bro. It was happening from when I was a child. I only found out certain things when I started to kind of do things for myself. Yeah, I was set up to fail, but the Lord had a different plan for me. Now I understand certain things now. I had people telling me from a young age from school, giving me bad reports at school. This is from primary to secondary. Bad reports. They were set up to do that. You know, from school, right? They basically, you have different, what's groups. And they have different names for different people. That's all from young. And they put you in different boxes, different categories. Right? Then as you get older, I started to notice certain things. Right? I just started to notice certain things. oh, he can't do this, but he can't. But what can he do? That was all orchestrated. What can he do? You know what I'm saying? All that. So all that was to condition. That was all conditioning from a young age. All of it. Stupid. That was all abuse. If you're going through psychological abuse from a young age, 8 times out of 10, most people don't make it out of that. But you can if you able to identify it and heal, and you have to basically remove yourself from the same people that were doing that. So yeah, it was planned. A lot of things were planned. Then when you start to break off, when Yahweh brings us into this truth, that's when you start to realize who was for you, who wasn't for you. It was all planned. That's why certain people are pissed off. And yeah, you did have a handler. You did have a handler within the family. Could have been anyone. Your handler could have been your mother. Your handler could have been your brother. Your handler could have been your cousin. Your handler could have been a friend. You did have them. But the thing is now, the dynamic of it is, you know, when you serve Yahweh Shai, what's that dynamic now? Is that you're serving him. So someone got pissed off. I believe a handler got pissed off, and a handler basically, his whole thing is to set you up. Well, I want him to do this. No. When you're serving the Lord, it's about what he wants. So I believe, you know, handler within my family structure basically got annoyed that I was doing my own thing, and that's how this all started. And that's how I'm able to see certain things today and what certain people do, because he wanted me to do something else, you see. And your handler could be highly psychopathic, and your handler, a lot of the times, they're witches and warlocks. Consider your handler like a pimp, a modern day pimp. Okay, so I'm just breaking this down, and you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because, bro, it's deep. If you know what brothers are being through, let's go to Luke 22. That's why you need a strong support. You could do it. Yeah, you can do it by yourself. You can, because guess what? The things that people said I couldn't do, I was able to do it. Listen, bro, that's what I'm saying. You got to believe in Yahweh Shai and believe in yourself, man. So now there is things you could do by yourself. And don't let no one fool you, man. Right? Like you have to join some type of a organization or fraternity to make it. Who told you that, man? All right? Let's go to Luke 22 and 31. Check this out. It says, and Simon, behold, Satan have desired to have you, that he may shift you as wheat. So Satan wanted Peter, desired to have him. So this ties in with the topic. Have him. Want him. All right? So hold on a minute. Quickly type in this word shift. And even with the mental illness thing, I didn't go into that as well. That was planned as well. The whole plan was someone, I believe there was some money involved. Someone said, you know what? We have to turn him mentally ill. Let's see if we can turn him mentally ill. If we can turn him mentally ill, we can have him in a care home. We can control him, and we can all get our little paycheck. So be careful of that. Be careful of people that always want to say, you're mad, you're ill. Be careful of those things as well, because it's all tied in with hospitals, cares, all of it. Be careful of that, man. So we're going to go to Luke 22 and 31, because there's big money in that. Big money. Luke 22 and 31. And the Lord said, Simon said, behold, Satan have desired to have you, that he may shift you. Type in this word shift, about he's mad. You see what people are doing, man. Listen. So we go into this word shift. It's inward agitation, to try one's faith to the verge of overthrow. So just know you're serving the Lord Yahweh Shai now. So guess what? The enemy is going to use inward agitation. That's his job, to get you to stop serving Yahweh Shai. It says it. To try one's faith to verge of overthrow. That's why you got to pray for Yahweh Shai to guide you in all things and strengthen your mind. So he's going to be using anyone. He could use anyone. More so, he's going to be using the people that are closest to you. Why? Because he already knows he can't gain access to you. So he's going to use anyone. Could use your next door neighbors. Could use the tenants. If you're living among people close to you, he can use them. Could use anyone. Right? So it's inward agitation. So that's what he's going to do. That he may have you. So this ties in with trafficking as well. There's some people that want you. I want you. We got to get him. I've seen a lot of weird stuff, bro. Right? And there is a trafficking lingo as well. There's certain lingo they have. Right? And so forth. And watch out for any markings on the floor as well. When you see chalk, they did the chalk marking outside your house. That says, yep, this one's vulnerable. This one has a lot of money. Be careful of all that, man. They remember they have lingos as well. They do certain sign and coding. Remember, demons are using them, man. Okay. So I think we should shut off here, but the Lord's got us, man. The Lord has us. I just think it's a miracle. Now looking back at my life, it's like, oh my gosh, all these different things were happening. I'm telling you, all these different things were happening, bro. Right? What they try to do, they try to isolate. They try to cut off all connections. So therefore, you were easily a prey to predators. And you could be used. And they try to, send you mentally ill. That's why they were using, that's another topic, they were using psychotronic weapons to discredit you. That's just half of the things, bro. I'm mentioning half of the things. And they were doing this by using construction maintenance workers that also, not all of them, because they don't all do that. But yeah, there is certain maintenance companies, I'm not going to mention their names, that are part of that business as well. But it's not all of them. What do I mean part of that business? I'm talking about the electrical side of it. Right? And so forth. Okay? But I'm going to shut off here. I hope this was edifying. And yeah, we are going to pop out again today. And guess what? We're going to teach this word and you're not going to do anything about it. Why? Because the Lord's given us permission to do it. Teach the word in truth and sincerity. And Lord willing, we could wake up more of the elect. And all you're going to do is watch me and, and follow me everywhere in your little rusty ass cars. And watch us, you're going to watch this light. Okay. So I'm going to shut off here. Lord willing, this was edifying. Brothers, stay safe. And say if you see some of these things, right, in terms of, this car, it's actually happening. You actually have a certain group of people, cults or whatever, and cars following you and all that. Because I've seen this thing at night time as well. It's kind of died down now, but at night time, bro, it was heavy. You had cars circling the block at night time and trying to gain access and do this and do that. And they were communicating with tenants. I'm around, I'm living amongst. They were doing that. Because remember, they have like walkie-talkies. They have all types of, these are some weirdos, bro. So when you see that, record what you need to record. Don't be over the top with it. Just record what you need to record, right? And that's it. But don't be over the top with it. So you have it right there. So you're not seeing things. You're not being overreactive, and you just move accordingly because they're marking your steps. That's another form of what you call trafficking, right? Okay. Hope this was edifying. Until the next time, Shalom. Shalom.